Last practice test video. The first problem says use the fact that trigonometric functions are periodic to find the exact value. It just means they repeat. So draw the angle 420 degrees. So it's going to be the same as if it was 420 minus 360, right? Which is 60. So we go 360, we end up back up at 60, 420. This is 420 degrees. So if this is 420 degrees, we look at just our reference angle, which is 60. So we fill in our triangle. We have 1 square root of 3, 2. So what's the secant? 2 over 1. It's just 2 over 1. The next one, we have a nice phase shift here. I know y'all love those. This phase shift, I'm noticing right away before I do anything else, we're going to have a negative phase shift. A plus means a negative phase shift. So the first thing they ask is the amplitude. Don't ever give me a negative number here. The amplitude is always the absolute value of this number. So that in this case, it just stays 4. The next one, the period. So remember, our period is 2 pi over omega. In this case, omega is 6. So period is 2 pi over 6 or pi over 3. The last thing, your phase shift is phi over omega. So your phi, your omega and your phi are here. So phi is pi over 2 divided by our omega, the 6. So we have pi over 2 divided by 6. So dividing by 6 is the same thing as multiplying by 1 over 6, so it's pi over 12. But watch this negative sign because it goes left. The positive means it goes left. Type all of these things into your graphing equation. Make sure you pick the cosine graph, and there's your graph. Last one. The secant of theta equals 5. Let's draw our triangle. I'm going to draw it up here just so I have some room. So if I have 5 and 1 for my secant of theta, what is this side going to be? I've noticed every time I do this, I don't simplify my radical because you don't have to, because it's squared. So just simplify it at the very end if you would have to. So I'm going to have 1 squared plus b squared equals 5 squared. So I get 1 plus b squared equals 25. So my b squared equals 24, or square root of 24. So if this is theta, this angle up here will be 90 minus theta. Keep that in mind. Okay, so first thing, cosine of theta. Well, if my secant is 5, what is my cosine? The opposite of my secant, so 1 over 5. That one's nice and easy. My tangent squared of theta. Well, my tangent of theta is the square root of 24 over 1. But if I square it, that's why I said don't simplify it, it just becomes 24. Because this gets squared, this gets squared. Now, cosecant of 90 minus theta. There's 2 ways to figure this one out. These are complementary pairs, meaning the secant of theta equals the cosecant of 90 minus theta. It should be 5. But the other way to realize this is 90 minus theta. So what's the cosecant of this angle? It's the hypotenuse over the opposite. So it's 5. Now my final one is cosecant squared of theta. I'm back to theta. So my cosecant of theta is 5 over the square root of 24. But now I'm squaring both sides. So my cosecant squared is 25 over 24. Okay, good luck. Send me any questions that you have. I am done doing all the videos that I need to do. So if you send me questions, I can make them very specific and probably go into more detail if I'm just doing one problem. And I have no problems doing that. Just let me know. Good luck studying.